I'm Victoria LaFont.
And I'm Jessica Pantermuehl.
And today we are going to talk to you about how to get noticed in an AI-driven, dominated world. If you have 5 links, unique links or less that AI is pulling information from, you have some work to do. And then from a user experience, they see it's you. It's not actually AI, even though maybe you've gotten AI's help. Okay, so this is the formula that I would like you to use to create your content. So if you've noticed, there's this thing happening on Google. Man, I got to do some cardio.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay. Went up Saddleback yesterday. I got to get Thomas back so we can go back up there. So you may have noticed when you go on Google now, there's this AI-generated result. That's the top search on Google. People are using ChatGPT, they're using Claude. So what we want to make sure of is that you show up in those results.
Absolutely. So let's talk about creating AI-worthy content. So the key concept here is that we want to create and structure our content that mirrors, in a way that really mirrors, how AI is serving up its results, right? So it used to be we had a lot of focus on keywords. But now, so we might type in into Google, tacos near me or something, right? But with AI, we're asking it more complete questions. It's giving us more complete statements. And so we need to create really standalone content. So what that means is FAQs, right? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think about the way that your patients are interacting with AI, they're asking should I use bioidentical hormone replacement therapy under 40? A whole question. That could appear on your site as an FAQ with your complete answer. That makes it more likely that AI is going to scrape your site to get that answer. Some other examples are how-tos on your site. Again, standalone ideas that fulfill those questions that your patients are going on AI and asking. And your clients are going on AI and asking these questions. Same with your blogs. If you do just a quick too long didn't read at the top of your blog with some standalone ideas from that blog or even short paragraphs in that blog that are stand out, AI is more likely to answer your patient's questions with your content.
Now, actually, something also cool you can do is you can use AI to generate that. So you can grab your blog post and you can put it into AI and ask it to create that sort of too long didn't read and then pop that paragraph up there.
Yeah. One other tip is to make sure that your blogs or any articles contain author bios. So for you or any team member that is writing that content, this fulfills one of the foundational aspects of SEO, the EAT acronym. As a nutritionist, I really appreciate this one. So experience, expertise, authority, and trust is the foundation of all SEO that still stands. Using the author bio, it really shows off the expertise. It's also a chance to show off brand. So there's a reason that the summit is brand focused. Brand is exceptionally important for the AI-generated results. Your name, who you serve, what you do, always should be together on the internet, on your site. We're going to talk about this in the next slide.
Yeah.
Author bio fulfills that. And then from a user experience, they see it's you. It's not actually AI, even though maybe you've gotten AI's help. Okay, so this is the formula that I would like you to use to create your content. We've covered most of these points, the standalone content. We want to make sure that your brand shows up consistently across the internet. So like I said, your business name, who you are, who you serve, that should show up all over the internet in the same way, consistently. But this third point is most important. It's why it's underlined with most importantly in front. It's a clue. There's a huge problem happening with AI-generated results right now. It used to be that people saw your website, they clicked through, they got on your website. Right now in the world of SEO, we have this occurrence happening called the great decoupling. People are seeing your site, but they're not clicking through. So you'll notice a lot of people are talking about, AI-generated customers tend to convert more easily, but that's only if they get on your site, right? So we're not going to focus on what's working. We're going to tell you how to fix what's broken here. You need to create your content in a way that compels people to come over onto your website. So there's some examples there. And then for sure, every piece of content that you create needs to have a CTA.
Now, let's talk a little bit about getting in the same room as AI. So the truth of the matter is that AI is prioritizing certain sites that it's scraping and using data from. So if we take a look at this graph, and I will just give a caveat here that this is changing a lot right now. This, for example, Wikipedia has now bumped up a little bit higher. So it's a very consistently evolving world that we need to be mindful of. But these are 4 places that are just bedrocks. If you're not here yet, Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, and last but very much not least, YouTube. These are really critical places for you to be showing up so that you can be super visible to AI, so that it can grab that data and bring it into its search results.
You could say it's a superpower for your website.
You could say that.
We didn't practice that. That's okay. Yes, extremely important. And Alika is actually going to come up next to talk with you about YouTube. So make sure you're in the room for that, because AI is really scraping YouTube for content.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's run a little experiment. Go ahead and get out your phones, please. Navigate to ChatGPT. And I want you to ask ChatGPT what it knows about your business. I'm going to cruise, y'all, because we only got so much time to go through this. So I want you to pull up the result. You'll see on your phone, ChatGPT should supply links where it's getting the information from about your business. LinkedIn, hopefully YouTube, maybe other practitioner businesses sites. If you have 5 links, unique links or less that AI is pulling information from, you have some work to do. You need to be more visible to those AI bots online, okay? The second point of this slide is maybe for you all, it's not as big of an issue. You're innovative early adopters, but most people fumble on their favorite AI platform on their phone. Most people access AI on their desktop. So while it used to be, and it still is continuing to be important to optimize your site for mobile, it's kind of a little bit of a throwback. We need to make sure that your site is just as optimized for desktop now, because that is how people are accessing AI and then hopefully clicking over and getting onto your website. Okay, so let's get a little nerdy, put on my prescription mask here. So Google Analytics, you or your team hopefully has your site hooked up to Google Analytics so you can see your metrics. Nod yes, that's happening. So we want to make sure that you are getting traffic from LLMs, from AI platforms. This is just a quick path in the gray box that you can navigate on Google Analytics to see which platforms are sending traffic your way. If you want to get even nerdier, we're giving you a little snippet of code that you can plug into this text field and the value field. Here, the path is laid out, or pass it on to your team, allow them to do this for you. It'll create a custom report so you can see the exact sites, the AI platforms, and the amount of traffic that those platforms are sending to your website. So take a picture of this slide.
Oh, sorry. As you say that. If you haven't yet, go ahead and snap that picture. Okay, awesome. We are moving on here. So now let's talk about how we can actually leverage AI and utilize it to actually help us accomplish these things. So definitely take a picture of this slide, because we're providing some specific prompts that you can use to do this. So first is strategic site discovery. So the concept here is that if you're not currently collaborating with other websites who serve a similar audience as you need to start, because the way that we're found by AI is showing up in places where AI is searching and scraping. So here's a prompt that we can use to do this. This is courtesy of Rand Fishkin. He's the founder of Moz. And the prompt here is on a scale of 1 to 10, 1, very unlikely, to 100, almost certain. How likely is it that the following websites will be used in the training data of LLMs? So the first step before this is you're just going to do kind of like an old school Google search, where you type in your niche, your target market, and you're just going to see what sites are pulling up, right? What are the top 30 sites that are pulling up? Pop that into chat with that prompt so you can prioritize who you're going to be reaching out to for collaborations and partnerships. Now, the second prompt is a way to essentially verify that, find where that crossover is happening by finding audience behavior insights.
Yeah, and then the third point, it's just a really great prompt to help you use the content tips that we gave you with the help of AI. So as always, you're going to edit, you're going to personalize it, but this gives you a little bit of direction to give to AI so that it can help you with that output and help you get found.